right now on 5 on your side at 10.
A 6-year-old boy shot inside a North City gas station. His mother just steps away.
I just had to fly my son to the hospital, and luckily we made it.
Tonight, only on 5 on your side, a mom recounts those terrifying moments as her young son continues his long road to recovery. Tonight, the beef with a new meatpacking facility. The growing concerns for people who live on and enjoy Lake St. Louis. We start tonight in a storm alert. Storms continue moving across the bi-state. At times, they've caused downpours, strong winds, and lightning. Some of you remain under a tornado watch as we come on the air tonight. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. The overnight severe weather threat is diminishing. Let's get straight over to Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
You know, we have had some stronger thunderstorms across the area, but our severe weather certainly limited here as we've pushed through the evening. Some gusty winds produced, it looks like a few tree branches down around Herman, and also perhaps some trees damaged in southern portions of Warren County. But that storm came through St. Louis without much fanfare. It's already made it all the way over to Effingham right now. That's how fast these storms are cruising. They are moving. And there's one right now that is just southeast of downtown St. Louis, has some pretty decent lightning with it, maybe some small hail. A couple more here back just north and west of Rolla down 44. Again, maybe a little small hail, some cloud to ground lightning, but nothing that we're seeing right now is showing signs of being anywhere close to severe. The cold front is just back to the north and west of St. Louis, and it's having trouble making much more in the way of progress this evening. Through the metro area, there still will be a couple of rumbles of thunder here and there, particularly southeast of town as you head here into portions of St. Clair County, from Millstadt over to Belleville, heading over to Shiloh, Illinois, as we wait on this system to pull on out. The worst of this ended up going well to our north today, across portions of Iowa, up into parts of Wisconsin. So there's limited chances for severe weather over the next hour or two, maybe. The tornado watch in effect until midnight. That's been trimmed somewhat for areas north and west of us. The next chance for severe weather will be later Wednesday, we think, and it's mainly south of Metro St. Louis. So that's where we have, at this point, what's going on. It'll be the focus shifting to tomorrow afternoon and mainly south of St. Louis, and we'll leave you with Jackie's picture. Just came in a few minutes ago from our Weather Watchers Facebook group with after the fact, the rainbow this evening for out in Wright City. Mike?
And while in storm alert, the Weather First team will constantly update the forecast on air on KSTK.com, the 5 on your side app, and streaming on 5+. You can also just text the word weather to 314-425-5355, and we'll send the latest forecast to your phone.
New tonight, we have an update on a 6-year-old boy caught in the middle of a deadly shooting at a St. Louis gas station. Just hours ago, the boy's mother relived that terrifying night only with our Robert Townsend. And Robert, you also learned the child is related to another innocent boy recently hurt in another tragic case.
Kelly, that's right. Adrian Jones is the kindergartner now in the hospital with a bullet wound to his stomach. His cousin, 9-year-old Cody Walker, is the third grader recently pinned between two cars at a North St. Louis City park. For Leasia Hatcher and her 6-year-old son, Adrian Jones, it was supposed to be a quick trip to this Baden gas station for snacks. But in a flash, it turned into a nightmare.
I try to handle it the best way I could, being at my most devastated moment.
Hatcher says just after 11 last Wednesday night, a man dressed in all black and wearing a ski mask stormed inside the gas station armed with what looked like an assault rifle. Hatcher asked us to not show her face.
He told my friend, like, hey, and he just, like, started shooting at him.
Police say 34-year-old LaMarco Sharp suffered several gunshot wounds and died. Hatcher's innocent son caught in the gunfire.
Dove to the floor. I'm just like crawling for dear life, trying to get, somewhere safe. So when I jump right back out, the man's gone. LaMarco's on the ground, all shot up, and I see my son.
Adrian shot once in his stomach.
I'm running towards him, like unbelievable. Devastated. I'm crying. I tell him to grab my neck. I pick him up. I put him in a car.
The frantic mom rushed her wounded only child to a hospital. The shooting happened just down the street where 1 month ago, Adrian's cousin, Cody Walker, was pinned between two cars. Both boys are now in the same hospital.
Me and Cody's mother, we're first cousins. Just how horrible that neighborhood is.
Incredibly, nearly a week later, Adrian made this video for his mom from his hospital bed.
I'm more grateful that my son is still here.
Both boys are expected to survive. Again, police are telling us they are still looking for the gunman in that gas station shooting.
Robert, thanks. Tonight, contamination concerns over a new meatpacking plant and its water treatment facility being built in Warren County.
Just hours ago, the Missouri Department of Natural Resources hosted a virtual public meeting about the permits for the facility in Wright City. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski explains why neighbors miles away in Lake St. Louis are upset.
Neighbors who live along Lake St. Louis are really worried about whatever might be flowing downstream from the meatpacking plant and its water treatment facility into their lake that they boat on and swim in every day.
There are about 5,000 people in Wright City, and there are about 5,000 people in Lake St. Louis Community Association alone. We are impacted if the lake continues to degrade.
Construction is already underway for the $800 million beef packing facility, America's Heartland Packing. It's near Wright City, and just one exit down, construction is underway for a water treatment facility that will serve the plant and new developments. This is all near Peru Creek, which directly feeds Lake St. Louis.
Peru Creek watershed is way, way bigger than Lake St. Louis can handle, frankly. 1 inch of rain on wet ground in that watershed will bring Lake St. Louis up 5 feet.
Right now, American Food Group is going through the process to get a wastewater operating permit for their water treatment facility through the Missouri Department of Natural Resources, which includes gathering public comment.
The future plan is for the new advanced treatment plant to accept flows from the currently overloaded Wright City wastewater treatment plant while providing capacity for the city to grow.
A Lake St. Louis Community Association board member says they already deal with sediment issues in the lake and are in the process of ramping up their water monitoring because keeping the water safe is their top priority. They hope and expect through details of this permit that regulators will take care of that.
I think the enforcement here is really critical, that we have a good sampling process and that it's rigorously enforced.
Reporting in Warren County, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
There is an in-person public meeting regarding the water treatment facility next Thursday from 4 to 7 at the Wright City Lions Club.
More witnesses will take the stand tomorrow in a hearing that could set a convicted murderer free. Christopher Dunn was convicted of killing Rico Rogers in St. Louis in 1990. He spent more than 3 decades in prison. Multiple witnesses who put him at the scene of the crime have now recanted their testimony. This led St. Louis prosecuting attorney Gabe Gore to call for the charges against Dunn to be dismissed.
No physical evidence links Christopher Dunn. Instead, he was convicted solely on the basis of recanted testimony.
The hearing is expected to last until Thursday. The judge will then decide whether Dunn should go free. Get ready to sound off on what the city of St. Louis can do better to step up transportation safety.
Whether you drive, walk, bike, or take public transportation, leaders say it is time to look ahead to make long-term improvements. Ren Solomon is live tonight to explain what will happen from here.
You know, a city rep put it this way. He said it's about the vision, values, and goals of the city. That's why over the next 12 months, you can expect a major community blitz, all with the goal of hearing from you.
Some will tell you the recent tragic, high-profile fatal crashes in St. Louis have created an unfavorable narrative.
I can't walk from one side of the street to the other without fear of being hit.
It's why Charles Bryson with TrailNet is watching closely to see what city leaders are doing to turn things around.
You need to have pedestrians first. Then you need to think about bicyclists.
Right now, several big road improvement projects are underway, from Kings Highway to Jefferson Avenue.
Better sidewalks, safer roadway cross-section, new trees, better accessibility to bus stops, shorter crossing distances for pedestrians, new pavement, better pavement markings.
Now, city officials are working to create a buzz around a citywide transportation and mobility plan.
We are going to completely transform some of the streets in the city over the next few years.
They want your input to lead the way. The Board of Aldermen have allocated $1.2 million towards studying what areas need immediate action.
Take a look at the policies, the ordinances, and how we put in speed humps, stop signs, roundabouts. Right now, those investments are really determined by alderpersons on an ad hoc basis. And it's a complaint-driven system where residents can complain, but there really needs to be a strategic approach here.
Those calling for safer conditions say the engagement around this is exciting and overdue.
It should have been done a year ago.
And right now, the city is calling on volunteers for a community advisory committee. On top of that, expect to see surveys by phone and online. City leaders will also be going to community events and neighborhood meetings. Live in St. Louis, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Tonight, the trash is starting to pile up in some St. Louis neighborhoods. 15 garbage truck drivers called out sick for a second straight day. Workers finished fewer than 40% of their scheduled pickups yesterday. Today, Mayor Tashara Jones's office met with their union and plans to investigate what they're calling an unauthorized work stoppage. Off camera, some of those drivers tell 5 on your side their trucks lack air conditioning and have no radio system.
They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They have been disrespected.
I just ask that residents have patience with us at this time as we're working through these issues. Employees are very important, and we're dedicated to doing the investigation work and getting to the bottom of this.
The Streets Department predicted the city would likely resolve this labor stoppage within the next week.
Caught on camera, a barreling bus. The crash that cost the driver her job. Being a bedtime buzzsaw can be more than just a nuisance. Tonight, the snoring solutions that could save your life.
And we've been tracking storms all evening long. Gary, Frank, and I in the Weather First Weather Center. And now we've seen one wave go to the east, but the front's still back to the west. Why that could cause us problems, not necessarily overnight tonight, but sometime tomorrow in a few minutes.